Erik Ten Hag, set to sign new contract at Manchester United as deal is now almost agreed. Contacts advancing to final stages this week with his agents to finalise terms. There will be changes in the staff with Ruud van Nistelrooy as strong candidate, as revealed. The Manchester United has made a bid for PSG midfielder Manuel Ugarte. The bid was reportedly rejected, but let's delve into the details of this story. Who is he? What does he bring to the table? Why is United interested in him? What kind of player is he, and what can we infer from this about Manchester United's transfer policy? We can see that he is a type of midfielder who loves to tackle and likes to get involved in the game. The question is he good enough for Manchester United? It's interesting because, 12 months ago, PSG signed him from Sporting Lisbon. He was considered one of the best young talents. He is not someone who only plays the last 5 minutes of games. He had plenty of minutes, but he is still not a guaranteed starter at PSG. Some reports say there is a bid, others say United is preparing a bid. Everyone agrees that United is interested in this player. Some fans prefer other players, but it's good to see that United is looking at a defensive midfielder. There's also the issue of Casemiro's decline. The midfielder is no longer called up as frequently by the Brazilian national team. His tackles are still high, but his interceptions have dropped, which might indicate positioning problems. Casemiro is 32 years old, and his physical condition doesn't suggest that he will play until he's 35. There are rumors that he might go to Saudi Arabia, but that is uncertain. Another player who has been making a lot of noise is Joshua Zirkzee. There are some stories circulating, saying that basically Manchester United may have a clear path to Joshua Zirkzee. It seems that AC Milan has pulled out. They were in the running for the Bologna striker but are no longer. It appears Manchester United could have a clear run. There's belief that there has already been contact with him. Many reports suggest some form of contact has been made with the player. In any case, it seems like this could be advancing. The fee for Joshua Zirkzee is £34 million, plus an agent fee. Kia Joorabchian is his agent. It seems like a viable deal. Manchester United doesn't have much money to spend. We continue to hear reports that United almost needs to sell to buy, with an initial budget of around £50 million, according to Chris Wheeler of the Daily Mail. They won't be able to spend £80 to £90 million on a striker, but £34 million for someone like Joshua Zirkzee could happen. A story circulating is more of a blend of news and opinion. What they are saying is that Scott McTominay's price tag now could be around £35 million if United wants to sell him. I saw a story this morning, again you might say it's more of an opinion piece, about Scotland being knocked out of the Euros, losing last night to Hungary 1-0. However, Scott McTominay performed well, scored in the Euros, played relatively well last night. The argument is that his value has increased, and clubs are looking at him thinking, okay, he's worth £35 million, maybe someone will come after him. I don't think United will sell him, to be honest. I think Manchester United might keep Scott McTominay. I know there was a time when it looked like he was leaving Old Trafford, and I don't think many United fans would have been too upset about that. But I think his goals last season played a significant role. Whether you like it or not, you can't ignore the fact that he scored many goals. I feel there are other players who might leave before him, and United might look at that and think he's a player I can use. He started in the FA Cup final in a different role. Don't forget he was tasked with marking Rodri, and I think he did a good job. I wouldn't be surprised if the manager thinks I can use Scott McTominay in a different role in midfield, or he can be an attacking midfielder, which is probably best suited for him, or an impactful substitute. I actually think an impactful substitute is his best role at the club. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but the argument is that the Euros are increasing his value. Now about Marcus Rashford. There was a story circulating in the Mirror last night basically saying that Marcus Rashford is not one of the players who has been shielded by Manchester United in terms of not being sold. However, he doesn't want to leave. There's been a lot of speculation about Rashford, whether he's going to leave, whether he wants to stay, whether United wants to sell him, what Ten Hag's feelings are about him, are they willing to let him go? He's a player who would fetch a large fee, we know that, whether you like Marcus Rashford or not. United could get good money for him, maybe upwards of £70 million for a player who has had seasons of 30 goals and a few more with over 20 goals. I think he's 26 years old, so he still has a few years ahead of him. I wouldn't be surprised if they got closer to the £100 million mark. There were rumours about PSG, they certainly have money. However, it seems that while the club would be open to selling him, they are not actively trying to sell him. They would be open to selling him, but Marcus Rashford, according to the latest reports, isn't interested in a move. Finally, Mason Greenwood. There are always many stories about Mason Greenwood. There were rumours that he would go to Juventus, but it seems that's not going to happen. Juventus doesn't want him. There were rumours that he could go to another club in Italy. Some clubs like Lazio, Napoli were suggested. However, there are rumours, stories, reports, whatever you want to call them, that he could go back to Getafe on a new loan. He went there last season. I think he scored 10 goals and provided 6 assists in 36 appearances. He could go back there. It seems that Manchester United still haven't found a solution to this issue, because it is an issue, and they may just postpone the decision again.